A picky eater can make mealtime so unpleasant that the French Revolution looks fun by comparison. If you've reached the point where you're screaming, "Fine, you know what? Let them eat cake," don't despair. We'll calmly explain how to achieve a peaceful reign over mealtimes. When your kid is rejecting the 100th thing you've offered, she's testing boundaries, which is developmentally appropriate. But as the monarch, it's up to you to set and enforce these mealtime boundaries. Here's what you can do without resorting to cake. Snacking throughout the day means kids are never really full and never really hungry when mealtimes roll around. Such is the stuff of discontent. Setting and sticking to developmentally appropriate meals throughout the day ensures that they eat the right amount of food when they're hungry enough to eat whatever you set in front of them. Yes, with the revolution looming, it can be difficult to paste on a smile. But putting on a good face in difficult times is what monarchs do. Talk about how tasty healthy food is, and how it will make her run faster, jump higher, and grow bigger. It may feel silly, but positive reinforcement is the only method that actually achieves long-term behavioral change. So every time your toddler has a bite of something she likes, but that's not necessarily healthy, just don't react. But every time she eats a bite of something you want her to eat more of, throw a party. Or publicly compliment her in front of your guests at high tea. Also, children, like all good followers, model the behavior they see in authority figures. So put down those pastries, Your Majesty, and lead by example. When mealtimes are fun, kids want to eat. As much as possible, try to make sure someone sits with them and engages them in conversation at mealtimes. This goes a long way in fostering a positive attitude towards eating, in a way that watching videos or sitting alone can't. Also, make sure children have good mealtime habits like sitting in a chair, using cutlery, eating at specified times, and feeding themselves. When kids are being chased around the house with a spoonful of food, meals become fraught, not to mention uncivilized. For kids' eating habits to change, caretakers have to be consistent. So don't say one thing and then do another. You know what that does to your credibility, Your Royal Highness. When it comes to getting kids to eat what's good for them rather than what they want, the key is to avoid a power struggle. A constant power struggle over meals creates an unhealthy attitude towards food. You don't want food to become a negotiation tactic rather than a means of nourishment. This means that when your kid says she's done, you just let her be done and let her leave the table without negotiating one more bite. We know it seems hard and counterintuitive, but you must cultivate that queenly air of indifference. But she'll starve, your advisors warn you. No, she really won't. And once your subject sees you don't care so much about the fate of each pea, she may actually learn to enjoy eating them. Providing an endless array of alternative options shows kids that they never have to eat anything you put in front of them because their favorite fallback food will always be waiting in the wings. Take a stand. Toddlers are not capable of hunger strikes in the name of rebellion. They'll eat the meals you provide long before they risk starving. Parent stress over mealtimes can turn them into a showdown of control, manipulation, or attention-seeking, and that's not fun for anyone. If you're concerned your toddler is eating too little, just remember, his stomach is tiny compared to yours, so don't try to make him eat adult portions. It may take a few weeks, during which you'll have to relinquish some control and give the citizenry some autonomy, but your toddler will come around to eating healthfully eventually. Now, go forth and rule over your peaceful kingdom, and have a little cake yourself. You've earned it.